few words there between Ben Shalom, Natasha, Joe Gallagher going on, back to the wall. No one knows what's being said there. But
Joe Gallagher's always got a few words,
just
hasn't he? If you're a promoter, and you see Joe during fight week,
he's kind of
hide behind the nearest pillar. I think
he's kind of the train that's always just and one more thing.
Yes, right, exactly. Yeah, that's what you want. That's what you want if you're the fighter. He takes the pressure off you, because any kind of battles that there are to be fought during fight week, and there often are, because this is a complicated business. It's fine detail. There's gloves. There's home corners, away corners. There's ring walk music. There's all sorts of things can cause arguments.
Johnny, you talk about the age stuff there. Natasha 39, Mikaela earlier 30s. Tasha, she's in her prime now, though. This is her time, and she's fitter, stronger than ever.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, at 39, your pace is going to drop, but the experience you've got is ridiculous. Mikaela's there in heels, so that height difference isn't that profound, that much. But she's not silly. She's going to make sure she tries to impose herself in every possible way until they get in the ring.
Burgundy is Mikaela's fight colour of choice. Of course, Mikaela chooses a different fight colour every time that she fights, and that is the one for this one.
I'm really looking forward to the opening few seconds of this, because I do feel
it's going to be very indicative.
Yeah,
isn't it,
I do feel like we'll really see something, because the fight, when I look at Jonas's career, the fight that I would compare this to in terms of the style of opponent and level of opponent is probably Terry Harper. They're not exactly the same, but there are similarities. And in that fight, I thought Natasha did enough to win that fight, but it was a close fight. And one of the reasons I think that it didn't go her way was because she spent a lot of time on the ropes, slipping and sliding, and picked her punches really well. But what maybe cost her is the fact that that's not a great look for judges. You've got the skill to do it.
Just kind of beckoning you over and bringing you over. How are you doing? Looking very lovely, very smart. Feeling good?
I look smart?
You do look smart, yeah. Oh, you need to take your mic off. You've run away with the mic. How are you feeling?
I feel great. It's still, people think I'm moving up, so I'm not cutting at all, but there was still like a diet down and a cut, but nowhere near as long and dragged out as it was making 130, so definitely feeling a lot better.
I was about to say, how much better does it feel not having to make such a cut? It must be quite a drastic difference for you, especially in fight week.
No, it's the opposite. Fight week is always fine because I've already done the hard work. The hardest part was being on a calorie deficit for a 10-week training camp. It's horrible when you're trying to spar, and run and lift and do all these things to get you ready for a fight, and you're just like depleted. That was the hard part.
How confident are you that you can rip that title away from Natasha? Because you've been world champion before, you know just how many doors that will open up. There's a lot riding on Saturday night rather, for you. Are you feeling the pressure?
Yeah, I think I always feel somewhat pressure. I try not to pay too much attention to it because it's a feeling that's going to come regardless of what's on the line, right? You're fighting someone at the end of the day and you want to win no matter what. But I think for both of us, like Coach Al said, we're both in a position where we don't want to lose. I feel like I belong champion, and there's a lot of big fights that I still want to make, and if I want to do that, I have to have the leverage, and that belt gives me the leverage to do that. So I have to beat Natasha Jonas, and yes, I'm very confident that I will.
Who do you feel the pressure's on the most, the two of you, for this fight?
I don't know. I think it's a different kind of pressure. There's always pressure that comes with already being the champion and having to defend your belt. Maybe everyone thinks she should win. This is her hometown, and that she has a duty to win. But there's also pressure on me, coming up and knowing that boxing is a very unforgiving sport. You don't get a ton of chances, and this is my chance to get back on top and have my belt again. So I don't know if any one of us is feeling any more pressure. I just think it's a little bit different.
How are you feeling about all the home support that's going to be there for Tasha on Saturday? It's going to be quite the atmosphere. It's going to be rowdy in there, and predominantly will be mostly for Natasha. How does that feel for you walking in there?
I think it'll be a first. I don't think I've ever been booed to the ring, and I don't know if I will be or not, but I definitely think the crowd will be favoring Natasha Jonas, and that's okay. I expect that. This is her hometown, the first time I think she's fought here, at least at this level, right? It was such a big fight, so I'll let her have that. I know once the bell rings that it all goes out the window and you're zoned in and focused.